No, they froze my camera. Now I bet now it's moving. Nah, still ain't moving. Really, I was just using it, but it just ain't moving. But today he turned it off. Cause yesterday, like I said, he was out there, just y'all heard him when he pulled off yesterday. The little blue. I mean, I don't care. It's not about the noise, cause it's the little blue one right there. Oh, he did get out. He got out. The little blue one that just pulled up. What is that? A Infinity. He got out. But I didn't hear him closing the door. But either way, because really what happened is I came out here earlier than the start, but it was little tiny raindrops, and most most of my screens are compromised. I can't sit out here even, you know. And really, I bought a screen for the one I'm using. I might even bought a screen for this. You watch them YouTube videos. I got the little heat mirror. I mean the heat gun to make everything soft and putty. And I think this one I actually got the screen. The one I'm talking on, I actually got the screen. What is this? It's like a S8 or something. And this is a S something. S22 or whatever. But anyway, alright. And I guess I'm finna snitch on myself. I don't know, but maybe they approached Janet Jackson and she just decided to, because maybe they told her every time I talk about her, or even when I'm in my house, I tell the story, especially seventh, eighth grade, that was, I would say it was out of even schoolgirls. I was at a white school, but I didn't feel like they. If anything, it would have been the same as if I was at a black school, all black school. Same thing. It didn't matter. I probably wouldn't have said nothing. But there would have been a few. But but you know what? No, because I would have had it. Would see the white guy. What the difference is? White guys and the white girls that came after us. They I forgot there was and the black girls. Like I said, but I was crude. That was another thing. I was just I tell that story. I was just crude all the time, and but no, I never touched nobody. Not like that. They were chasing us. That's the. But yeah, hitting us. My other two white boys. They were well. It was a little brother and the white boy. They honestly looked like they were poor. They were even though because they were single mom. And they got put out. And my mom even one day because I guess I don't know if it was gang stalking. I don't know. And they're sitting out there with their stuff waiting on a ride. And my mom took them a whole pot of leftover spaghetti because she knew that was my homeboy. Me and him. And the little brother would follow us. He was hanging with us. He was like probably in fourth grade. We were in seventh, and we'd be in the woods. And he looked like one of the ones you see. Maybe he grew up. If he depending on how he either Kid Rock because he had blonde hair. But at that time, he did. He looked like them '80s movies. The poor white, the sleeveless shirt. He was skinny, like we always skinny, because we were riding bikes and this and that. And also, he would come with me on my trips. Before you also back then you still can. They sell magazines, in the supermarket, and I would be sitting in the supermarket. And a couple times these little white girls they following us. Might have been following him, but either way, he got a I'm his buddy, his best friend at the time, and they're chasing us around, and now we're playing in the store. But anyway, so anyway, I always just go back to Janet Jackson. But as this, they got a guy driving by. Did I go out of screen? Let me see if it. Oh yeah, but I got my camera facing the other way. Whatever. And he's driving by. You can't hear it. You can't hear the bass. He just drove by twice. He it looked like from what I could see, he got a trailer on his look like a suburban. So they still, whatever it is, they still trying to act like they're not worried. And so whatever, something was wrong with this. And so I'm pretty sure it's a black dude, but he has a boom, but he got one of them trailers like he collect junk. So they still on this loser shit. You just saw I had to go twist it. Either they did it sometime. I could go through the file and see. Now it's back normal. Well, see, now it's not you. So that means it's gonna turn all the way around this way. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I like it that it does that way. Okay, I'll leave it in that position for now. See, every time y'all try to be funny, I find something new. They're gang stalkers. Now I can see, All right. So anyway, back to I was supposed to be talking about John Stossel, but I think I did see just something about Janet Jackson, and I haven't heard exactly. You're like, why is this so relevant? That was weeks or months ago. The last time you even said that, seventh grade, she was gonna be your wife or whatever. But I don't know if I thought about wife. I wouldn't even think about all that. Seventh grade. It was, I guess, it was what you would call all lascivious fantasies. It didn't matter about I wasn't thinking about if she was a good woman or not. Yeah, it was all lust, if you want to. But anyway, so when I was talking about R&B again, and remember that was that Saturday. I think it was Saturday night. And London Breed up there on stage with Raphael Sadiq. But that always leads me down that uh, path of everybody, all the songs and Pebbles uh, and then like I said, really the first time I heard Tony was wasn't even on MTV or BT. It was back then local. It was I guess every city, especially a black city, had some kind of show on Saturday, like 30 minutes. The local. And they played. They did. They to me, they it's a lot of times that I found out about a group, whether it be might have been who eventually became one of the hardest rap groups. One not like in their way, they didn't need all, but one of the other ones, smaller ones. But and the song, I'm like I said it before. Hey Little Walter, and they had Walter from Sinbad from Different World. But then the rest of their songs, like I said, is like technically you could call me, it was, I don't know, but I never really used it. But on the inside, you was using his game. Exactly. I don't think I ever used any of the words in his songs, but basically. But anyway, so then just reminiscing the whole thing, and then Saturday again, as I was cooking right after I made the video, and so obviously, but supposedly, and the only reason I say supposedly because I hadn't watched it yet, I saved it. I've been talking 10 whole minutes. I ain't even played it yet. Let me see it.
Hey, Senator Vance, Nick Oxner, WBTV. I want to ask you about Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. The Lieutenant Governor was with you on stage, with you
It's like, you know what? No, y'all, don't be like them. Don't boo. Let him no. Let him ask the question and let him answer. Let the reporter. It's not interrupting anything. It would be 5 minutes of the rally, if anything. Shouldn't even be that long. Let them ask. Definitely, that's what you want.
trying to ask the question, if you'll let me ask it. The Lieutenant Governor was on.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Let them ask the question. We're not Democrats, boo, no, get out of here. No, no. Okay, yeah, come on. Exactly. That would have been waiting on. Exactly. Go on. Yeah, don't do that. That's what I'm saying, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. You got to watch. No, because they're young too. And even like I said, when I the first, and I only been the one, obviously, right? The guy, he was older than me, but he's technically young too. Everybody, all of us are young, and all of it. I think not just me. Everybody's that like the elders are gone. We're kind of like left. And so he was like childish like with both of us, like again, and he's older, but he's like, "Let me," and I wasn't, oh, I know what you talking about. No, the only times I corrected him, he was like, oh yeah, yeah. I said, no, that's all. And it was more like, almost like a little brother or whatever. Like, no, no, that's, you're remembering this wrong. That's all. It's like, yeah, okay. But that's what I'm saying. It'll be easier to infiltrate because y'all, just like all of us, y'all grew up in the 80s and 90s or the 70s. Some of y'all 70s, and you was a teenager in 82. You graduated 83 or something. 80. So you like 7 years. You're only 7 years, but in 82, I was in second grade. You was about to graduate or something. Eight, or that means you 10 years older than me or something. But still. But more than likely, a few in the, and even if you did buy the tape in '88, it meant a different thing to you. It probably did, like we said, it wasn't for the white boys buying the tapes. That's how they really got famous. They went out and bought it. But so it's easier to infiltrate with this. These Democrats coming over, and they talking good, but even they might not know what they're still bringing their old habits because they wasn't raised or trained like us, like job wise. They still think talking and da 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 instead of showing and proving. you know that in New York they got show and prove. And I ain't just get that from Rakim. They was saying that before Rakim. The older kids. In the early '80s. Let's motivate. They all, 5%, whatever, break camp, motivate. It's time to motivate, but Rakim, and no, he didn't. That's to me, number one rapper. I don't care, I say pop, because it goes by, if it wasn't for Rakim, wouldn't be no pop, I would say. Or Biggie or Scarface or anybody. That right there is the top four ever. And really, because of Puffy, there is gonna be nobody else. Because it doesn't matter how intelligent or clever they are. It was literally because of the Democrats. So technically, it wasn't fake, but the whole thing was, and it wasn't fake. It's like I said, saved the whole world. Literally, I would say one for rap music. Even Trump wouldn't be president the first time. And y'all, all the liberals and the black folks, all the mean black folks. How can you mean, the boulets, the bull or whatever they are, the NW, all them people, they would say but you're an idiot, evil, jealous idiot at that. But anyway, so no, don't bull them down. Let them, like the reporter said, let them ask the question.
I know I get that. Senator, the Lieutenant Governor was on stage with you and the former president at your August 21st rally in Asheboro, but he's not here with you today. He wasn't with the former president in Wilmington in the wake of the CNN investigation. Is there something disqualifying about the comments uncovered by CNN that wasn't disqualifying about any of the previous comments he made? Is that the question?
Here's my view on the lieutenant governor. First of all, what he said or didn't say is ultimately between him and the people of North Carolina. The people of North Carolina are going to make that decision. Now, look, I've seen some of the statements. I haven't seen them all. Some of them are pretty gross. To put it mildly, Mark Robinson says that those statements are false, that he didn't actually speak them. So I think it's up to Mark Robinson to make his case to the people of North Carolina that those weren't his statements, and I'm going to let him make that case.
And that's another thing. Vance is young as fuck. No, I'm not saying he's too young. What I'm saying is he don't know him, and you don't. That now, I can speak for certain people's character, like I said. I'm bewildered, but now I can't, right? But I think they can, and then they would be lying if they said anything else with me. But me, on the other hand, now I'm seeing, and you saw, I got to tell it. I don't care how much, how close we was or whatever. And it's not, because, well, you said yourself they ostracized you. Yeah, okay. And at the time, I told myself, they got jobs and families and da da da. Even though they took everything from me, but at the time, it's like I didn't know they actually did it, or part of the organization that did it. But that's their problem. That was their whole catch-22. They put themselves in it. It's like, for a fact, and you still trying to lie, and all you try to do is just get me to be quiet. And nowadays you try to get me to be quiet with, by playing victim. You're still with the, well, actually, like I said, the last conversation was more of, like, I would listen to him. Remember, he's like, oh, I would just give up my guns. It is like, seriously, no, really, it's like, why? What are you even talking about? Why you would get, if they, he said they, first of all, they who? You mean the government? I thought I was the one who didn't go to class. It's like, okay, all you gotta do is not, if you don't, YouTube, you can learn from YouTube. That is the Cliff Notes. But what I know, if that's the case, I'll get you in the car and we'll just go to the library and find some old dusty book that say 1902, and look up, and the same shit will be there that will back me up. All you got is emotion. You can find old books. Matter of fact, we can just Google it. What is one of the oldest books, college or whatever about the Constitution and da. And we'll just go pick that up. Unless you're saying they're lying about the age of that book, they didn't reprinted it and changed the first page, and they changed everything and reprinted it. Then if that's the case, we're all doomed. Even you can't even trust your masters. We don't have no master, but and you notice everything is always about something they said. You scroll down 11 hours ago, Democrats is always money they stole, this and that. Matter of fact, there's one about the NAACP crisis at Maryland.
Saving the soul of the NAACP.
10 hours ago. This 10 hours ago. Everything with Democrats is stealing, doing people wrong. That CDC dude in New York, former CDC, that are also the attorney general, saying that everything what they did is truly evil. All y'all talking about is words that maybe even if he did say, he could just like I talk shit. Now what y'all trying to do is make guy talking shit. Guys talk like who, if somebody just closed the door. Let me just see what I'm a freestyle as soon as I open this door. I don't know what's gonna be the first thing. Somebody just, yeah, him. He looks like a foreigner. Little tiny shorts on. Guy shit. So if I ran for something 3 years and things stayed the same, say they still let us have elections, and they pull up these videos. Oh, you said some immigrant would look. I got on shorts, but mine are below the knee. To me, those aren't tiny. Yeah, those are kind of tiny. Those are way up here, you know. So, yeah, the guy shit. It's evil. Look. You see, I was like way too much laid, dude. If I knew him, dude, what you trying to do, dude? Were you trying to get us a ride? Remember Bugs Bunny? He was like, well, you're giving him a compliment, dude. No, I'm just telling you, can't help but look. Like, remember Bugs Bunny? But Daffy Duck, and they needed they were trying to the hitchhike, and it would be all of a sudden be a girl's leg kind of, and it was, he would try to hitchhike. I just thought of that. See what I'm saying? This is like high school. See that white guy or whatever, his shorts is long like mine. He get out the car and something, yeah. See, Eve, not even Eve. Y'all was comments and homophobe and da. No, this is just guy jokes, dude. I don't know. He looked Asian or something. He probably know kung fu. See, that's racist. What I'm saying is he probably, I was like, oh, wow, but real kung fu is bullshit, But see, you always, and you like, no, we don't care. We don't care. It's still up to the voters. No, he shouldn't have to. Just words. When y'all got real, and then it's your own people. That's another thing. Your own people. Doing y'all like that. Investigating y'all, the feds, all that. This is y'all. This is Democrat on Democrat crime. Because the feds are Democrat criminals too. Since the inception, J. Edgar Hoover, all of it is basically criminal. Spying on, it ain't no basic. It is criminal.
Saving the soul of the NAACP.
At an impromptu meeting last week, NAACP members complained that funds were vanishing faster than anyone could account for them.
I would never think we would be in the situation that we're now.
He said, "Save the soul of it." What soul? Y'all never had a soul. From what we see the whole time, and these people, they wasn't at the beginning nowhere near. When I was a kid, this guy talking right now probably was 20 or 22. When I was like 10 years old, he's probably or maybe 15 years older than me, or 20 years or 20, whatever. He's about 70 something, so that's 20 years, 25 or whatever. But the guy talking about save the soul, he probably on like 12, 13 years older than me. This guy, you can't see his face. He might be older, I don't know. But
At an impromptu meeting last week, NAACP members complained that funds were vanishing faster than
in Baltimore. That's what I'm saying. The whole time, especially nowadays, they nowadays it's just ridiculous. These niggas getting killing each other, young folks, and killing innocent. But like I said, it's on purpose. Y'all are part of the always been. Seems like NAACP always been communists.
ago and suspended the membership of Maryland President Kobe Little and State Treasurer Joshua Harris. Their suspensions come after several
I mean, they
members
still making speeches. They still don't get that black people are woken up. We don't want speeches. We don't, they're still thinking, just making speeches. What the hell is wrong with these people?
and State Treasurer Joshua Harris. Their suspensions come after
And
several
nothing
members
changes. Speeches, speeches, speeches. We got it now. Is they got to create they got to create something to make a speech about. But let's see what Janet Jackson said. On to the main thing of this.
Hello to all my divine nine brothers and sisters. And my sorors. Please have a seat. Oh, it's good to see so many friends. I love you back. Brother, we are not going back. We are not going back. Bay Area. 106.1 Cameo.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Technically, that'd be no different than a white person. I'm not. What I'm saying is not even. Oh, I'm not. I don't care. Why is that the focus? Y'all don't even talk about use the word integrity. Well, she's lying. That okay? Then I could be. Y'all don't use those type of words. That means she's a liar. All y'all care is the same old shit. You just trying to come on our side with it. Because after this, if it wasn't for, matter of fact, if it wasn't her, y'all still be Democrats. No matter no matter what proof we had, y'all would still be Democrat. That's what I've been trying to say. No matter what proof we had, if it was a man or an all black woman, just whatever, dark skin, weave or real hair, hot comb or frizzy or kinky hair, as y'all call it. Natural big old booty, y'all got proof, pictures of her in middle school, there's all that. If she a real black woman and she did this and that and that and that, no matter what we told y'all would not listen. That's why I said that shit is irrelevant. Her being not even being black at all or whatever, black and man. Who gives a fuck? If you listen to this bitch, that tells everything. The bitch, yes, she is. That bitch, that's the real shit. That's like if she was just a regular bitch at her age, and I don't know, your dad brought her home. Dad, that's she, whatever. Since she's slim, she might fool y'all. She not a hoe. Like, nah. Listen to this bitch, Dad. No, seriously. I know you've been retired and mom left you years ago. You're grown too. You're in your 30s and your dad's in 40. It's like, nah, Dad, don't do this. I know you still mad at mom for leaving, but she ain't even dead. She just, she whatever feminist thing got her. She living her life at 60 something too. Don't make it. She still look good. Whatever one of them. And she might shit. So he mad, but it's like no. That's what he's like. No, she's a. It's like all of it is like no. What I see, it is a hoe. Exactly. Willie Brown's hoe. Oh, that's a cameo, 106 pound, not just, all that shit, sparkle word up. Single life is actually, she probably talking about single life. I'm living a single. Yes, that's what she talking about. Just a cameo. Hey, divide now. All that. I don't know what the fuck that shit mean. Every little thing. We all love cameo, but that's what I'm saying. He's like, I'm not laughing like her. My shit is because if I'm laughing, if you a real nigga, you know about hoes. That's what I'm laughing at. You laughing at her getting tossed up. Exactly. You can imagine. And that's what I said. Even my whole life, I never wanted to be, whether it be a gang or a fraternity tossing up. I just never. that could be
please?
that.
Let's just get through the next 64 days. How about
Do you know what the most evil daytime TV show is? It's The View. And they showed us that again today after attacking Janet Jackson for her comments about Kamala Harris. Now, I'll be
Oh,
honest
they
with you, I
attacked Janet Jackson. Oh shit, I didn't know all that. So they won't put that in my recommendations. They know.
didn't see this coming, and I think it's really entertaining, and I think you're going to get a lot out of this video. So we're going to react to everything that happened up to this point, including their ridiculous take on Janet Jackson. But let's start at the very beginning. So the backstory is this. Janet Jackson sat down for an interview with The Guardian, and they talked about everything, everything that's happened over her life, of course, Michael Jackson. And eventually it was going to get to politics, right? Because that's where we are today as a country. Politics is almost in every single conversation today. So, of course...
Well, like I keep saying, I don't consider it politics. Maybe I don't know the whole... I'm pretty sure I do. This is life or death. This isn't politics. These folks aren't Americans. They're traitors. That's not politics. What they're talking about... See, politics is I say don't raise taxes. You say do. That's politics. And you really think we need these taxes, Local politics, raising property taxes. But we need them for roads and schools. And because I remember they used to say that when I was a kid in Birmingham. They used to, this by the time I'm thinking I'm a teenager by then, and they keep complaining about the schools. Or maybe it was by the time I got home out of the army, and they're like, they're still talking about these black folks, city council complaining, but every time they want to raise the property tax, by however much a year, they don't want to do it. They voted down. I remember hearing that. I don't know. I might have been a kid, but I can't remember. The point is, in my house, they always these black always complaining, and that's what I'm saying. That now that's part of the reason. Probably was when I was a kid. There, now they're all going along with this racism stuff. The same people, the ones who are still alive, But like I said, you can imagine I'm in the twilight zone or something. What's going on? After that, I'm like, maybe I did die in that accident. Because I'm smart. Even though those were just movies and books, like, am I in an alternate reality? Did I? Did something happen? Now, thankfully, I see it's not. That's their point. They try to keep you isolated. That's gaslighted. But now they can't. They couldn't help themselves. They tried to do it to the whole world. And now you see, oh, okay, it's not just me. Now it's just disappointing that your folks who taught you all this was so easily swayed. But, you got to remember, they were just trying to survive back then. Even if they had good jobs, whatever. But stuff happened that... All right, so... the point is that's politics. Okay, y'all vote for it, and then now the roads are bad, potholes, this and that. Y'all don't want to pay the raise property taxes for, and also that are better, ignorant black folks. They didn't say ignorant, but that's now looking back and knowing what I know now. Yeah, that's why your property values down, the houses fall. People moving who can because the roads are fucked up. Matter of fact, that my exact house, when I went back, I don't know what year I went back, but must have been like 16. And I went back and I literally said, because I was out there standing talking, and they didn't, I don't know. Now all of a sudden, the street in front of my house looked like this street. Literally in front of me when I walk out for years. It wasn't like that when I was a kid, but this big old, you could hear, even if I had cars, you could hear coming up the street, boom, boom, bang, bang, bang. If you had a regular car, bang, 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 boom. All right, so I go back to it, sitting out there with the homies. I said, damn, as soon as I leave, y'all fix the fucking street. I know they didn't do it, but now maybe, yeah, literally the city come down, the street is all clean, repaved. But all them years I was there, bang, boom, you can hear, I could tell who's coming around the corner, because, your homeboy, oh, that's him. He got a truck, and you could tell. Bing, clink, 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 whatever under his truck is loose. He had a truck, F-150. Whatever's loose, you can hear it. Clink, 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 clink. Now the street is clean. They done repaved it. But see, now I know. But anyway, let's go on.
Let's at least understand Janet Jackson from a political point of view. That's what makes this story so interesting about what happened. Let me read it to you. It says, we move on to talk about the state of the nation. Jackson brought politics directly to pop consciousness with Rhythm Nation.
What I'm saying is, right now, it's not politics. It's like y'all keep saying politics. Like, this ain't politics. And that is, it's just different. This just different opinion. No, you taking our shit, redistributing wealth, as y'all call it. That's not politics. That's straight up robbery. You trying to rob us. You trying to take our guns and rob us. You want to be the only one with guns. That's not politics. That's robbery.
They talked about everything that's happened over her life. Of course, Michael Jackson. And eventually it was going to get to politics, right? Because that's where we are today as a country. Politics is almost in every single conversation today. So, of course, let's at least understand Janet Jackson from a political point of view. That's what makes this story so interesting about what happened. Let me read it to you. It says, we move on to talk about the state of the nation. Jackson brought politics directly to pop consciousness with Rhythm Nation, which was an album where she addressed racism, poverty, and inequality, all issues just as urgent today as they were 35.
I'll admit I didn't pay attention.
5 years ago, and has used her profile to support Black Lives Matter, to bring awareness to police brutality. Does she feel despondent about how slow change is in coming, or is she hopeful about
the change is not with the changes within, I guess I'll say us, even though they still keep talking about I was never one of them. I don't care. But y'all won't let me go. The white folks don't care, If they do act like they care, but we already know what it is. No offense, no homo, none of that. I didn't go to seduce white boys and white women, none of that shit. It's just, I've been noticed that, whatever. But that's everybody.
future. So before we get to her answer, this is who she's been politically, right? So you wouldn't expect to hear what she had to say. Let's go ahead and check that out. After all, I say America could be on the verge of voting in its first black female president, Kamala Harris. So then Janet Jackson responds and says, well, you know that what they supposedly said, she's not black. That's what I heard, that she's Indian. And then the person who's interviewing her says, well, she's both. And then she responds back and says, her father's white. That's what I was told. I mean, I haven't watched the news in a few days. I was told that they discovered her father was white. And then they go on to say, I'm floored at this point. It's well known that Harris' father is a Jamaican economist, a Stanford professor who split from her Indian mother when she was 5.
And no, he's not a Jamaican economist. Whatever he is, he's a professor of Marxism.
And before I go any further, let me read to you.
Thievery, highway robbery is basically what he's a professor of. Trying to be slick, but he's too cowardly to get out there and put a gun to somebody's head. He's just gonna try to be slick about it.
The way they wrote the article and how the mainstream media continues to gaslight black people who question Kamala Harris's racial identity. I understand if you're going to question Donald Trump when he does it, but how could you actually question black people? I find that irony to be funny. But anyways, this is what he said. The people who are most vocal in questioning the facts, which are black people, by the way, of Harris's identity tend to be hardcore QAnon adjacent, Trump-loving conspiracy theorists. Now that right there is intellectually lazy, right? They don't even care to be objective. I don't think Jackson falls into that camp.
That like, well, that's what I'll say. That's like the only time they let someone talk to me and he couldn't finish. All he says is "so what." I don't like those terms, intellectually lazy, but I'm starting to see what they're talking about. They won't engage you.
Need to be funny. But anyways, this is what he said. The people who are most vocal in questioning the facts, which are black people, by the way, of Harris's identity tend to be hardcore QAnon adjacent, Trump-loving conspiracy theorists. Now that right there is intellectually lazy, right? They don't even care to be objective. I don't think Jackson falls into that camp, but I do wonder what the algorithms are serving her. And then I start again. Harris has dual heritage, I say, and given this moment, does Jackson think America is ready for it if we agree she's black or, okay, a woman of color? Then Janet Jackson responds by saying, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to answer that because I really truthfully don't know. I think either way it goes, it's going to be mayhem. So that's the end of what Janet Jackson had to say about Kamala Harris. But anyways, the bottom line that I see in all of this is that if you were truly a black person, no one would ever question. It's like Barack Obama. We all know he's black, okay? It's obvious. And we all know Michelle Obama is black. We know that Condoleezza Rice is black. There's no questioning that. But for some reason, Kamala Harris gets questioned. Why is that? Because she's probably not black. That's the thing about the black community, is when you have black people coming out and saying it, then there might be something there. Does that mean it should be the number one topic of conversation in this election? No, because
That's what I keep saying. It's like, no, it shouldn't. That's what I'm saying. All y'all trying to pretend y'all are one of us. Nigga, what the fuck does that have to do with my pocket? I don't give a fuck if this hoe is black or not. Who gives a fuck? That's what I'm saying. This shit is whole shit. You see, even Janet Jackson, she's a female. That's what I mean by that. Women. That's what whole shit mean. Meaning, yeah, your G-string is showing, homie. Your tampon. You need something. You need some pampering. She's not black. You see that other woman, that chick I listened to, was it Pink Book? I can expect them to not give it up because they're women. And Kamala, I would have pissed them off. Kamala's light skinned. That's all they care. And she's cosplaying as a black woman. Who gives a fuck? Only a dark skinned woman. And I didn't see, chicks lighter than Kamala. And I know both their parents. And plenty of, you see them come to school or whatever at the game, not just one, their parents or dudes who are lighter than fucking Kamala, and both of their parents are black, unless the mama cheated, I don't know, but so that's mama's baby, daddy's maybe, but who gives? That was all these dudes. Even Jad is like, okay, like I said, I had never seen it till that's what I'm saying. They probably kept it out of my record for a reason. And, I don't care what Janet got to say about that. Oh shit, I don't know why I just thought of this. But yeah, that's what I've been trying to come up. That's what I say, if real rap was still alive, you know how I keep talking about the balloons out, this is off subject. I had to go turn off whatever. But back in our on the t-shirt, a lot of gangster rappers said it, but Biggie was the, as far as this, it don't make him the best rapper, but he's the only one that got such a memorable line about anybody disappearing, anybody, fucking around made of milk box material. I just thought about it, y'all keep fucking around, we're gonna make y'all release the balloons material and t-shirts and but yeah, also really started with the, again, California gangs crossing your name off the wall and all that shit, then on the t-shirt and DRS Gangsterling, this is for the homie, you know. So yeah, but yeah, whatever. I'm talking about y'all are terrorists. Not even, this ain't gang shit, y'all. All right, now back to like Janet. Now, I ain't talking about, but what I'm saying is y'all keep trying to come up with these distractions, and just like with Puffy. I really want to know the analytics. So I think they're really mad that that shit ain't hidden. Nobody is naturally gives a fuck. It's not even, oh, this is nasty. No, nobody gives a damn. Hollywood, it was who cares? What are they even locking them? That's what I didn't even care to look up what are they even charging them with. It's like, who cares? Oh, the Puffy, what they call him, Diddy, whatever. It's like, who the fuck cares? What does that have to do with my pocket? They went out there and tried to, yeah, all of them that so-called got abused by Puffy wanted to fatten their pockets the easy way. So he bent over, Meek Mill, or Cassie, the feet, all of them. Everybody wanted, and TDJ, who cares? It's always another way to make money, homie. Whatever. But y'all tried to cut off. That's the saying, y'all. That's what it's like. Why are y'all even turning on Puffy? He's one of y'all. I don't care what you say. Like I said, they put out, the only thing I did pay attention. They did put out a article about Puffy and how all of them was fine just 4 years ago was given, all on Puffy, you know, all in your nutsacks, there's an Ice Cube song, all of it, they just was, it's in just 4 years ago, not even, Al Sharpton, all of them. So, whatever this is, this is bullshit. Nobody's falling for it. He's one of y'all, Nobody's like, oh, oh, it's just, this is so hard. No, it's not. Just like with all of them, even Janet, it's like, you forgive that. I don't have to forgive. It's like, basically, I was 12, so I probably wasn't gonna forget anyway. So 13. So, whatever she's talking about now, and she was all BLM. What does that have to do with my pockets? Y'all tried to fuck up our pockets, but it's not working. And y'all still just on this because, like, look, nigga, is this shit gonna put any money? If the black community, who gives a fuck what the black community? You know what? There, I said it. I said, who gives a fuck what the black community got to say? Nigga, we getting tired of the black community. Straight up, nigga, it's time for the real niggas. Goddamn, we need to do something about it. This black community. Who gives a fuck? How is this putting money in my goddamn pocket? We gotta know all that communist shit. That's basically Marxism. The black community is communist. We ain't sharing shit, nigga. You want? Can I come fuck your bitch? Yeah, I didn't think so. Your wife that you love and kiss and hug on every night. Can I come? We gonna share that too? I didn't. Yeah. Now you don't. Now it ain't no black. Pretty soon, yeah, the black community gone, huh, nigga? So shut the fuck up with all this black community. Kamala ain't black. Who gives a fuck? I ain't know. I ain't on Kamala. What I'm saying is stop trying to distract us with all this Kamala ain't black shit. But I'm gonna play the rest of it, all this crazy shit.
number one topic of conversation in this election? No, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But the point that does matter is if you do go out there and you say that you are black and you do want to help black people, but there's some things that you're not answering about it, or we see that you like to switch up your accent when speaking to black people, or when we read the headlines when you ran as a senator, when you ran as attorney general, every big promotion besides vice president, you were claiming to be American Indian. Never once was there an article that said African American woman attorney general. You can't find it. Now, if you do find it, more than likely what's happened is they already scrubbed the internet to update the titles, because that did happen earlier when she was announced as the nominee. So I digress. The bottom line from all of this, guys, before we get to The View and how crazy they are, is that this is an issue.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Y'all, damn, get to the damn point, nigga. Shit. I want to see what they said though, because that means they even turned again. They're turning on each other. That's why it's funny. They turned. That's what I want to see.
In spite of the fact that some people
They turned it. Even Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg. Now the other one, the light skinned one, Sunny Hostin. Nobody knows who the fuck she is except for whatever. Not even except for anything except for she's on The View. Everybody knows Whoopi Goldberg. I'm pretty sure in the 80s and whatever. Even though Whoopi wasn't, I've really never seen none of her movies except for Ghost. No, I just didn't like her. Except, and I know all the jokes that everybody said from Color Purple because of they all saw it as kids. But like by the time I'm 17, 18, it was just jokes, and and most of the good girls, they knew The Color Purple because they had to watch it when we was in middle school. So you talk to 18, we 18, whatever. That might be part of, but but other than that, I never seen it. I think I tried to watch it once, but I just never liked Whoopi Goldberg. Her stand up, and like I said, I'm a pretty good judge of stand up. I've been watching it literally since I probably was 3, or probably my whole life. But I think I did maybe see one of her specials, maybe the HBO in middle school. Maybe, I'm not sure. Like I said, don't quote me. But like I said, that means she was very unfunny. Because matter of fact, wasn't her Billy Crystal? Wasn't she on some kind of Billy Crystal special? Billy Crystal was funny. You look marvelous. We used to say black schools. We always say that black kids. Everybody's running around. You look marvelous. All that. In the hood, everybody knows Billy Crystal. Your schoolmates from the project. Everybody knows.
Erase history and try and teach our children otherwise. We need to speak truth about the generational impact of our history in terms of the generational impact of slavery, the generational impact of redlining, of Jim Crow law. I could go on and on and on. These are facts that have had impact. And we need to speak truth about it. And we need to speak truth about it in a way that is about deriving solutions. And frankly, I think that we, and part of that is studying it to figure out exactly what we need to do. But
what the fuck is that? I know we keep watching. Everybody keep playing this, but this is hilarious. If it was so dangerous, you almost kind of want her to be but no, this is more than enough. If the old Saturday Night Live was alive and well, if they chose new people like they did back in the day, this is like gold, and these motherfuckers are missing this opportunity right now. They should have somebody like Maya Rudolph. Actually, she should be the perfect, but they will, and she's actually funny, right? But they won't let her do it. I bet she could come up with, but she got to be woke, and if she do a Kamala joke, whatever. They try to make us pronounce. They try to get that's the subliminal programming. It got to be something respectful, funny, whatever. It's something, whatever, or how she want to hurt Trump or something. It got to be something corny. But uh, I couldn't even imagine. They all just sit just. That bitch could literally talk about that lock right there that ain't even picked up in months or weeks. And this lock, it's a problem, and we need to fix it. But if we pick it, and then the country, and we should pick it up because and we should do this. And it's just this bitch is fucking crazy. Whatever they did to her, whatever, I don't know, the gang bangs they did on her, Willie Slick Willie and all the rest of them. This bitch is damaged goods. I'm talking about for the country. Jezebel, hey, ain't got shit on Kamala. I'm talking about from the Bible. That the real Jezebel. There ain't no.
For example, what I'm talking about in terms of building an opportunity economy, which is addressing explicitly the obstacles that historically and currently exist and dealing with them. Student loan debt, medical debt, bias in home appraisals. What we need to do in terms of dealing with an issue that I have championed for years, black maternal mortality.
Mortality, so what? Okay, so all that's racism. Not, like I said, something that I learned as a kid. And you can say, because, my grandma was a nurse or whatever, a head nurse. I learned as a kid. Wait, that I told you that's why. That is another reason why when shit wasn't going right, by the 2000s, I went to the doctor. I always go to the doctor. As a kid, so and so got to get their foot cut off, especially in New York, because yeah, exactly. I'm like 10, 11 years. You're overhearing all this diabetes. And they would say how they thought it was cute, and then by the 90s, you see the movies, Big Mama's House. Not the one with Martin, but the one with the whatever all the movies, Soul Food is like basically the Big Mama movies. Not Tyler Perry either. The real ones, with all them and it is always they eating and da da da. But we had been talked about. Remember, that's why I said when I was a youngster, before we moved down south. So that means before I was 12, not had to. They switched everything. Like basically, by the time I came around, they switched, all the bacon with the greens and the fat bag. They used to do all that. They did the fat bag, and I used to get because I was little. They would let me get the, I'm 5 or 6. I get the pork. I did. I loved it. They knew I, the it really the taste most, because they cooked it in the greens and all that. Like I said, when I cook my greens now, I didn't even want to put anything in them, not even a piece of turkey meat. And they're like, don't do that anyway, because it's you buy the turkey meat in the store, a turkey leg, turkey it's just as bad because really the sodium and all that. So it's like I guess whatever you're gonna put some non-pork or fat back or salt pork. I guess I got to make my own, but really to me it's good enough the way I cook them by themselves. And basically y'all wouldn't like them because it's just, but I think they are just good. But learned this. I learned this, and then you can say, well, yeah, it literally because of your family, because I guess they wasn't teaching that, but I can hear it, they had such, and they still, it was something, probably a man, and they were mad at his wife, probably exactly. I think they were mad at it, and they were old. I was with I think they was in their 70s, and she sneaking, it's kind of even them. They thought it was kind of cute. She the doctor told him he got diabetes and his foot get offended, but she still, that's how, and then, oh, you know what? That's what happened. She finally confessed. She would sneak him his favorites. They've been married all these decades. They in their 70s, and she ain't gonna let her, as y'all would say, ride or die, And he probably like, I don't care. He already, this and that, so he finna lose his foot, but she's like, to her, she's, at that point, this is the 80s, and she's like already in their 70s. They don't, so they, she figured, what? And she's, that this is something, whatever, somebody's personal story, I guess, because I was a kid. And they sneaking him, and they were mad, she's sneaking, they still, doctor told her, da da da, and she's still sneaking him. Now you gotta get his foot cut off, the diabetes. Then I moved down south and found out they called it the sugar. I'm like, what the hell? I knew they was talking about diabetes, but Uh, yeah, they call it the sugar. I immediately knew what they were talking about because from school. Oh, okay, the diabetes got something to do with sugar and low blood or high or too whatever. Managers, but it sounded like perfect. Okay, these southern country motherfuckers. I was like 13, at 12. Okay, that sounds exactly something like they've been calling it the sugar for decades. He got the sugar. What the fuck? It sounded perfect. I didn't want to be a snob and lose my friends I had just made, so I ain't saying the sugar. But they didn't say it either. It's just the older folks, in their 70s and all that. The sugar, you got the sugar. What? The fuck is this? I know what it is. The sugar. Yeah, humans, getting sick. That's not fun. I'm just talking about their dialogue, but I got transferred to the front.
Which is the fact that black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die in connection with childbirth than other women.
And all that shit, all that's supposed to be some kind of conspiracy. Morbidity, the morbidity rate, they're giving birth and the white doctor just, he just don't care. She had some kind of, emergency during birth. I guess he say, fuck this nigga. Yeah, this nigga rat. She a nigga, let her die.
And we know that the reasons for that include disparities that pre-exist her pregnancy, including disparities that exist in the system during her pregnancy. So all of those things must be addressed.
But do you have a position on whether that should happen, this commission should happen through executive order or via Congress?
I think Congress ultimately will have the ability to do this work. I'm not discounting the importance of any executive action, but ultimately Congress.
This is her answering the question about reparations. She said that she'll just create a commission to conduct studies about it. But she did not verbatim say, I'm going to make sure that we get reparations for black people. I'm showing this because she's highly inconsistent. She's a flip-flopper. She's not going to take a stand on that particular issue. Do you really think Congress is
on anything? That's what we keep saying. She don't take a stand on anything.
Want to pass something like that? They're not going to entertain that whatsoever. I think her problem is she's stuck somewhere in the middle, and she picks and chooses the side based on what's favorable to her or what's going to help her get to where she wants to go. When it's fitting for her to claim the reparations conversation, she will do it. When it isn't favorable, she won't do it. Watch what she said to Al Sharpton when he asked her about reparations.
But in the area of reparations for descendants of Africans enslaved, if you elected president, would you sign that bill if it came?
And then, like real economists and outlets and historians, you have to give reparations to I don't know how many people. But I ain't finna go into all that, because y'all, they come up with the stupid shit.
When I am elected president, I will sign that
bill. Look at his face. He's like, man, you don't have to break out your crazy laugh on me. But in all seriousness, guys, it was fitting for her to do it there because this event was all about African Americans, okay? I mean, that's what the whole event was about. And so it was in her best interest to say, oh yeah, of course. But then when she goes to the NABJ and she knows the whole world is watching, she doesn't give a clear answer. That's what I'm saying. Her problem is that she's a flip-flopper. And so when Janet Jackson says what she said, it makes sense why she's confused too, because Kamala Harris is confused.
Superstar Janet Jackson just did a wide-ranging interview with British newspaper The Guardian, but most of the focus is on when she was asked her thoughts on VP Kamala Harris possibly becoming the first black female president. She said, she answered by saying that she had heard that Harris's father was white, which we all know is false. And a staffer claims that he was fired for issuing an apology in her name and that her team certified he wasn't authorized to speak on her behalf. Now, Jackson has not responded to requests for comment, but no matter how you feel about celebs speaking out politically, is it okay for somebody to say, I don't know. I made a mistake.
Let me stop right here. See, Whoopi is walking a fine line. Okay? She's walking a fine line because Janet Jackson is black and she's contributed a lot to the black community. And by all accounts, she's a huge fan.
I'll say.
Here in black history. So she herself isn't going to come out and say anything truly inflammatory against her. She's just going to kind of walk that fine line. And did you hear how she said Kamala? She didn't even pronounce her name correctly, but hey, that's a whole other thing.
Well, she hasn't said that. She made a mistake. We don't know what she said because it's been one thing and another. Look, I think Janet Jackson, like every other American, whether you're a celebrity or not.
That's what it's the whole right. This even okay, it don't matter. That's why I keep saying it don't. They're having these whole discussions, and I only way it would be I would be on board if they're using it to as integrity, as her security clearance. And seriously, other than that, I see no reason for black people to be up in arms. The only people I can see and wouldn't be in agreement with is black women. Ever since I was, I don't know, might have been mad. The reason I know for a fact is because maybe, because I'm so black, and that maybe they was mad because the likeness and the, usually or the whatever. The cosplayers were more bold and like I said, what they had more gumption to come to me and other whatever. It's like and it did happen. It doesn't happen all the time. It's like seriously, but you do remember that more than anything else, obviously. But you hear this was they didn't like the light skins or Puerto Ricans or whatever. I don't know. And but I didn't see all that what they did because I'm a guy. Guys got I'm always with the guys. We're doing our stuff. Tearing shit up, trying to do this and whatever. Da. So all this new age stuff of playing with girls and hanging with girls. Like I said, I was watching a horrible movie the other day. It was horrible. But they're all the same. The new age movies, all the kids, high school kids, are hanging together. It's a diverse group of kids. They got some white chick with a short haircut like Ellen, and then a white guy, and maybe a black guy or black girl. It don't matter. And some kind of mixed one. All of them. They all do drugs, smoke weed, and they're all best friends and just friends. And nobody's trying to fuck any of these hoes. Any of the guys that's in the group, whatever they're all just friends and they're getting into this and that. Like that is unnatural. Why are y'all hanging with these hoes and they trying to fuck them? I couldn't imagine. I never once that we had. Like I said, maybe at lunch tables, they sit with us. Who knows? Maybe they just felt safe sitting with us. They might have. I didn't even think about that. To just they sit with us. So yeah, I think about one particular one. Yeah, no, it was nothing happening. Literally. No, hey, no, I'm not mad. It's funny. It's like, hey, said I walk. I said I'll even walk. It probably took me an hour and a half to walk over there one way. Who knows? She probably knew better. Like, no, it's the middle of the night. You trying to climb through the window. But anyway, all this, this racism, race, blah, 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 blah. And all that, whatever, that's why they're so confused. They think it's hanging together. And guys and girls, we gotta change the world. And, maybe one of the females is the leader of the group and she calling it. It's like, no, nigga, it's a Saturday. Y'all got the car. So okay, that part's the same because usually we do only have one car. All of us, we didn't went swooped everybody up. What we gonna do? And it gets to a point y'all don't we do have to I remember because that's when I first started making decisions. I wasn't trying to be the leader. We, we might even be at one mall and it's still only 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. What we gonna do now? We done went through the mall. It's nothing. It's like we'd have been there. And I just make a call. You know what? Let's just go to the other mall. I did. I just let's just And yeah, sometimes I was. It wasn't even that. Cause remember, I think I did. Our car had a dent in it, and I didn't want to drive it, even though there was girls. Everybody was telling me, "Why are you worried about it?" Girls, they did not pretty girls. They had thought I did. It didn't blow my mind. I just, for some reason, didn't register. Stop being embarrassed about this, the big old dent in that car. So I would make them drive. So that wasn't even it that I'm driving, and I took because more than likely I just make the decision because I didn't want to stand around. And that, like I said, maybe that did help me once I got into basic training. And so we're staying. It's like, well, y'all want to go to Brookwood or something? Y'all, I don't know. Y'all want to go here? What we go? Fuck it, we going to Brookwood. Because I knew it don't matter. Well, let's go somewhere. Not cause we standing out in the mall parking lot. Police going, none of that shit. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if Janet Jackson actually was told by the people, because it seems like she is one of them that she gotta make a distraction. It don't seem like it. I think but that means it's not worse or bad for her. It's like Taylor Swift. All them, nobody really gives a fuck, and the ones we're not fucking with Taylor no more. You know, like with Janet Jackson, she came like here. I probably would pay for the tickets and go see. But like Taylor's no, like I don't know any of her music, so that okay, that does it right there. But for what we see, people that know her music are leaving her.
American, whether you're a celebrity or not, has a right to endorse, support, or not support whomever they want. So she's got every right to not like Kamala Harris if she doesn't want to.
But that's not what she said.
What she doesn't know, what she did was spread misinformation. And I think it's very irresponsible when you have a platform the way Janet Jackson does to use that platform carelessly to spread misinformation.
No, nobody, they don't have no, and again, I said it many times, this is like in the 80s, that's where I learned it from. Not recently. I think it was really Bono and all that shit, U2 and Aid for Africa. My my people back in the black community in Queens, New York. Who cares what any celebrity it wasn't even about? We don't care about Africa, but exactly, this is New York. You got Jamaicans, Haitians, all types of legal immigrants back then. It wasn't even about that. It's just a celebrity. Back then, they didn't care about what a celebrity. That's where I got that from. What is it? USA Aid for Africa, Hands Across. Remember that? Hands Across America. Now they what was the one? The other one, the big one. We Are the World. All that. All of them trying to compete. Bono, all that shit.
Based on a racist allegation by Donald Trump, right? It was Donald Trump who tried to say Kamala Harris just turned.
Bottom line, all this, everything is just racist and da. Who gives a fuck? What does this racist remark have to do with my money? Me, exactly. For any of y'all who want to start, we don't want no tax credit, though, because honestly, a real entrepreneur, it feels like you're cheating. If I can't, exactly the same thing. Remember I told you I never cheated. I never cheated. I never tried. I think I cheated. Well, I can't say never. I take that back. Technically, I would say never cheated compared to what y'all do nowadays, y'all kids and so-called wonder kids. The few times I tried to cheat, I did the regular, maybe I think I did do the once, trying to, the answers and, put it on a small sheet of paper and uh, whatever, or something, whatever that. But I never, I can count all the years, grade school, middle school, that I tried to cheat. And the other time I did get the teacher's edition book off the and copied. I don't know why I was in there. This had to be grade school. This was in Queens. And I was in it. Class was empty. I went there. Yeah, I went on his desk, and the book. I might have even took it. I think I did. She might have took it. But I don't know. You know me. I'm slick. I probably just put it somewhere like where they could find it. But the upcoming tests and chapters, I gave everybody the answers. But I don't even think I used them. That was it. It was the only. It's like, because sometimes, recently, it's like, damn, if I would learn how to cheat, maybe I. But but no, it's no jealousy. Oh, they cheated, and I'm jealous. I'm like, no, 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 no. I don't know. I be putting all that energy into cheating either. I ain't putting that energy into study and remember. I ain't putting that energy into cheating either. I can't do neither. I ain't doing none of that shit. But but like I said, I don't laugh at my own jokes, because I'm telling you, I know when shit is funny. And trust me, I didn't had people rolling in, it's class ever since fucking grades, no, not even preschool, probably. But yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I remember one time I even made somebody do the spit out the nose. I think it was one of my Puerto Rican homeboys. I don't know what I squeezed in the lunchroom. It was nothing. I got that one time, I never was able to do it again. But it's not something you try to do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't. Every comedy got to be original. Organic. Just got to happen. Not. You can't just. I ain't talking about stand-up routines. Just. But anyway. But anyway, that's all I would say for now. Cause shit, this day, yeah, it's getting hot back here. Even though it is fucking September, I'm out.